Hey Nick, just going through your video analysis swing from the President's Day camp. Sorry about the cold weather. First time we've been inside in 11 years, and just thanks for sticking with us, and we wish you the best this season. Did find a couple things to work on, and let's go ahead and review those things for you right now so you can go try them out right away. Right off the bat, great little hitter, and some good things going on. A couple tweaks that I want to do, and a couple things that I want to put in play that I think are going to make a big difference in your swing here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to back you up here to a couple swings before. And let's talk about our stance. Stance is in pretty good shape. We like to start back a little bit with your weight, and that's fine. One thing I would be cautious of is making sure, watching that kind of little bit of wrap. Sometimes that barrel gets a little bit behind our head too much. That's going to make us a little bit long. Probably start with the barrel more in this angle compared to right here. Make sure our posture is good, a little bit forward. Make sure I would stand up just a little bit taller and keep the same bend in our legs, but be a little bit taller in regards to our posture to keep that on a downward plane. But all in all, stance is pretty good. Knees are nice and athletic, and a pretty good start. So now we're going to go into land foot here. A couple things are going to make a big difference in regards to our swing. We're going to first talk about our lower arm. And I want you to focus on that bottom hand, so when I come in here, you have a tendency to want to lock out that arm too early. You can see that that bottom arm is locked. We call it jarring or barring, casting, and things. That's going to make us go around or go slow to the ball compared to being short to the ball. And a good drill, you can see as I start, you got good angle on my arm right here, but as I keep going forward, then that becomes barring too early. That lower arm, you can see right there. I back up one frame here, you can see that's locked out. So a couple things that happen. One is I'm not going to be very quick to the ball because you want to look like that at contact and not before contact. So we're kind of squared up and locked out too early. You want to be locked out up in front and not back there. The other thing it's going to do is you see it's dropping our hands, and it's going to make us be slow to the ball. We're going to be a tendency to be underneath the baseball and get ourselves locked up. You can see pretty good job right here, but we do get our arms not full extension, and it's really going to make a big difference on faster pitching. So a good kind of drill to do with this is just take like a little T-ball bat or a bat that you had when you were really young that doesn't is way too small for you, and just have it as a one-hand drill. So basically take the top hand off the bat, just rest the bat on your shoulder, and basically you're going to work on being soft toss or off the tee. You're just going to take it off your shoulder and just put a tee right here, right? And just hit the ball with one hand off the tee, and just focus on just making sure at contact you're getting extension and not before contact in regards to your swing. Right here to not get locked out right there. The other thing we got to focus on now is we're kind of caught back a little bit. You do a good job of staying back. You're close, but right now we need to get our knees more, apart more. You can see that the knees are too close together, which means the feet are too close together right here. You have a nice firm front leg. You got a nice angle in our backside. You're hitting against a firm, close front side, but we can get some more power out of the ball if we separate our knees a little bit. So I'd want this back knee's fine. I'd want the front knee probably up here, which means you want your foot and your leg to kind of be probably more up in this area, and that's going to get you a lot stronger. It's actually going to transfer your head just a hair forward, so you can have that nice straight line. You can see the head's back just a hair, and we're just going to be a lot stronger if we do that. So just something to work on off the tee or on soft toss. I can tell you get some great instruction, and a lot of good things are going for you. But these are just some advanced techniques to mess around with and work on a little bit that I think that can help you out. On your finish, just make sure you can see how we kind of end up too far back with our heel on the ground. It's good up and nice and high at contact, but then it goes really back to being on the ground afterwards. So that's why I think moving that foot out, you can even see right here, you don't even have to get up on the toe. If you just get up on the ball of your foot, that your knees are in pretty good shape. The distance I like right here at the end of our swing is where you want it to be at contact, and those are some of the things you can do. A lot of this you're going to do on tee work, and that's huge to work on tee work and soft toss. One thing you can do is right from the start is maybe start with your knees a little wider apart. You can see kind of your knees right here. But I would start with one knee here, and I'd probably put that other knee right about here. So when you stride, just really focus on keeping that front heel closed. Point that heel at that pitch at these guys over here on deck, compared to kind of having it spin open. You can see how that heel is kind of facing back over here, and that just brings our knees back closer together. Again, going on this next swing, you can see right away that hand, see how your bottom arm just kind of locks out on you too early? And then what does it do when you bar out that arm? It drops your hands, and then I have a tendency to work uphill, and I'm going to finish too far back. So this one's going to be huge to make sure at this point of your swing, you want to make sure your hands are right about here, and your barrel is just right about there. And that's going to make sure that you work downhill to the baseball, and that's going to be huge in order to hit that faster pitching, because it's hard to work uphill on that faster pitching. You can see that my angle is a little bit back this way when I want it to be kind of straight up and down right here, so your head wants to be forward a little bit, and that's going to make me work downhill more. Knees need to be a little bit farther apart. Put that front knee up in here with that leg probably here, and your hips to be right there. So if your top stays, if your head comes forward a little bit, your knees are a little bit wider, it's going to make a big difference in your bat path and your finish and everything. So you can see when we finish that's a little better in our finish. But again, we want that, we're nice and tall there, but you can see a contact, your head's a little bit back. And you want to make sure that you're driving the baseball, and right here you're kind of lifting the baseball. So in order to get on those bigger fields, we want to try to be able to drive it more. So having those hands, not having this arm right here locked out and those hands really low, if those hands get up here and have that good angle of that bat, it's really going to help you going downhill. So I would work on a good drill for you would be the high tee drill. So basically you're going to have a tee here, and then you're going to put the ball up nice and high. So then your hands have to kind of start high, and your barrel's got to stay high, and then you're just going to work on hitting the ball off the tee, because right now, if that tee is in there, obviously, and that tee, you have a nice high tee there, you're obviously going to be underneath the baseball. So if this ball is right here, you're not going to be able to get on top of that ball. You're going to kind of hit that tee and go underneath. So I think that's going to be a big one. So those are the few things. I would watch this video and over again, and those are some things that I think are going to make a big difference in your swing. Have a lot of potential, a great little athlete, and just make sure that we are getting to point of contact, that we're on those bigger, I see you have a pretty big bat right there, but make sure we're not locking that arm out too early where it's out in front, and really focus on being just short to the ball and working on doing the best you can. So have a great season. Hope to see you back next year.